Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for y'all today, baby. We got for you, here's a reaction video to my good buddy, Jev. Obviously, you've probably seen me react to some of Jev's content over here, and what this is essentially everything wrong in MW2. This is a longer video, so this is part one. Part two will be coming in a little bit. If you do enjoy this, drop a like, share it with a friend, ring the bell, and most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Well, apparently, there's a lot of stuff wrong with the MW2 beta, according to Jev, so let's see what my boy has to say. Now, I have my opinions here, but I'll be curious what Jev actually has to say about this. You know, I'll say Jev is someone that plays multiplayer way more than me, so I trust him a lot more than me. Phase up, dude. Holy frick, is that phase, Jev? Oh my god. There you go, Jev! Looking like Old Faithful right now, huh? It looks like hardcore, literally. Time to kill. Jev's out here hitting clips in the beta, bro. How'd you know he was there? Wall hacks. Crazy.
Listen, I get shot at nuts.
20 kill streak. And yeah,
what's going on, guys? It's Jev. Back here on the final night beta. It's like 1 a.m. at the moment. I got like 11 hours left on this thing. I'm afraid that by the time I, finish putting this together and everything, and then, go to sleep and stuff, I'm afraid that I might not be able to play much longer. So I figured I'll talk about this now. So I did this for the Vanguard beta, but I basically have an entire feedback video that I'm gonna do here, and I have no idea how long this video is gonna be. But it's not like I haven't talked about it. I figured
a little longer, 17 minutes.
Or would probably be the best one to do. Full disclosure, I was not a big fan of Modern Warfare 2019's design, and I am actually more of a fan of this game's design than I am over Modern Warfare 2019's. So let's have a bit of understanding of who you're listening to. I was not a fan of Modern Warfare 2019. I've said things that have
It blows my mind how Jev can hold a conscious thought and still play the game at the same time. I can't do that. Like, even right now, like, to talk, I have to pause, It's very difficult for me. And it's amazing to see him. I have a continuous train of thought, but also play the game at the same time. He's crazy.
Very much angered the Modern Warfare fan base. But I like this one, so they shouldn't be too angry. The thing is, inherently, a lot of these feedback videos, people are going to be, look how long the bad feedback spot is. But the reality of it is, whenever you like something, you don't necessarily need to talk about the changes that need to happen or anything like that. It's a lot easier to name off things that you like about something because you don't necessarily want anything to change, or you don't have like a massive amount of input past the point that you like this and you hope it stays. So one thing that I think everybody pretty much doesn't like altogether is the UI on the game. For whatever reason, the UI on this game is just an absolute mess. I don't really know what's up with it. I'm pretty sure this is part of the Warzone map. I mean, if I'm looking at all of this, I mean, this is just one side of the map, so that would probably be pretty shitty if you're landing out here, likely. That city over there is probably the new downtown. They got this whole, like, hill area. This is observatory, so yeah, this is a Warzone map. As a positive, I think map-wise, this game is absolutely incredible. I think the ground war maps are actually pretty good, and I mean, overall, the I
personally don't love, I think it was the hotel map. That was the one that I ended up getting that a lot, and I didn't like that one personally. I'm curious what y'all think, but comment down below. Let me know what like you think about the maps. I liked Farm, and I liked the one with the little awnings in the street. I like that one too, but
player maps that I played, literally all of them, even the worst ones. Some people make an argument, it could be museum, it could be, whatever.
I think it is museum, that's the one I don't like.
Every single map that was in the beta for Modern Warfare 2 beta literally is better than every single map that had ever come out on Modern Warfare 2019. It does make it a little bit more obvious in terms of like immersion.
Actually true. Actually very true statement right there. I agree.
Like a realistic, livable area in terms of like the multiplayer maps anyway. The Warzone maps, see, like, look at this. I mean, we got like 3-4 flights of stairs. People love this shit. Ground war maps are a little bit more believable, and you can clearly see the design difference. And I still even like this design more than the way that, the original Verdansk and even Caldera did in some ways. I think this map overall is going to be better than Caldera and Verdansk.
I actually, just to pause there, after playing Warzone 2, the map, obviously, you can say what you want about the... Thank you, Tank. You can say what you want about the style of the game, right? But I will say the map, in my opinion, is elite. See, Tank's agreeing with me. See that?
Best of both worlds. It's absolutely massive, and I hope the pace isn't really slow. So map design, big win. It was one of the biggest issues and one of the main reasons why I
it's like a pros and cons list. Nice
map. To be fair though, I'm probably still just gonna spam one map, whichever one is like, you know, most efficient or whatever I need to do for the mastery cam. I think the sound overall
me too. Hashtag time in, man. You know?
I know everybody's talking about the volume and everything, and even I will explain that I do think footsteps should be adjusted and everything, as it would be on my con list for sure. But overall, footsteps, it could be worse. They did make adjustments, and it was worse before, and that's an improvement, but I still think it could be adjusted even more. If
I'd say kind of a hot take, I actually think the footsteps are better in this game than they were in like MW 2019 and Cold War and Vanguard, me personally. I will be curious how those footsteps translate over to Warzone 2. I'll say that too.
It is what it is, but overall though, the sounds, I do love it. A lot of noises over on the original Warzone and Modern Warfare 2019 had a lot of really grating, terrible sounds. Like whenever you got shot randomly over in Warzone and bullets would end up hitting the plates on your character, it would make this ridiculously loud ping noise that would just scare the shit out of me every single time. And it was a noise that, for whatever reason, I wish over in the audio settings you could actually adjust like a bunch of different dials. I really wish I could turn down some certain sound effects over others, but this
game
overall,
great idea.
I still
it's probably really hard to do, but
at least
I love it.
This game does not hurt my head. Even though this game is absurdly loud, there's no sound that feels like it's way too loud for what it is, in terms of like actually scaring you anyway. There are definitely certain things that make noises that shouldn't make noises. Dead silence. But game modes are cool. I like the ground war mode. I like the 6v6. I even like third person mode. That's a surprise. Bitch! Rat. See, that's a Warzone design right there. That building, only one way up, and he just lays there and stares at it. It's crazy. Clear design differences. Overall, I still think the gunsmith is great. Love it. Definitely am happy that it's not like crazy over the top 10 attachments and stuff like that. Don't know if they're ever going to change that in the future or not, but for what it is, I like it. Although, I do think some of the attachments and stuff are kind of punishing for what they are, but we'll see, you know, once we actually get data and everything.
Yeah,
sniping, although it's really slow, does feel satisfying.
I feel like for the gunsmith, that like, I mean, I'll say here too, I felt like my guns were better with no attachments on them. It was weird, so I'll be curious to see how those kind of balance out.
Clarity on the game looks awesome. Graphically, it looks amazing. I have everything on
loves
as
this
low
game
as I could possibly have it, and then with the fidelity effects thing turned on for sharpness.
I'm waiting for him to go in on stuff,
clear.
but
everything looks so good. I barely have to add any extra stuff on top of it, and although the visibility overall for like you know, firing, visibility, smoke, things like that were a really big issue earlier, they have adjusted and it's been a lot better. Clarity wise, I mean, I've been seeing some people say that they don't see people when they're getting shot. I don't know what they're looking at, but I couldn't see people for shit on Warzone 1, Modern Warfare 2019. I even have trouble seeing people over on Cold War and shit at times. This game, I had no problem whatsoever being able to see players. I just have. To this day, I have a problem seeing people over on Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone 1 and the original Warzone. I have a problem seeing it whether they're on Caldera, whether they're on Verdansk. It doesn't matter. This guy's really gonna kill me like this, huh? Just flies out here. That's his plan. I am genuinely looking forward to this. So when I go into this cons list, like, don't sit here and think that this is gonna be a year where, like, I absolutely hate the game and I'm gonna be miserable and it's gonna be like the same thing all over again where I was losing my mind with Obsidian and shit. It's not gonna be the same. It's genuinely not. I can sit there and pretend like it because genuinely a lot of people like to see that. They want to see me have like a meltdown.
Yes, I think a lot of people love, and I think people love seeing me angry too, but and Jev's, I mean, Jev, I love watching him mad, I can't lie.
Well, this game isn't bad enough for that. It's already better. What are these guys doing up here? What are these guys doing up here?
Demon mode.
This mine thing up here? Okay, so I'm imagining myself in Warzone right now. I mean, this is definitely a Warzone building. Like, I got up here, and I'm just gonna sit here and listen. That's how Warzone goes, right? Oh. I'm playing buybacks right now. That's a TTK in Warzone 2 as well. Get used to it. Considering this is a multiplayer beta.
Dude, that is one thing not a ton of people are talking about. The TTK in this is very fast, and that is going to translate over to Warzone 2. So I'll be really curious to see how that plays and how I feel about that, because I think the time to kill feels quick right now.
Most of my feedback is going to come in, you know, multiplayer form overall. This isn't supposed to be a dunk on Modern Warfare 2019 video or anything like that. It's just that it is literally its direct, you know, sequel. So it obviously takes, you know, inspiration from it. Guns feel great, sound great. A lot of them feel very familiar. Obviously, running around with
he's
weapons
still
that you
talking
already
about
know.
the
It's
good
nice
stuff,
that
you know, before he
everything felt good and
goes
still
in.
familiar.
I'll be curious what his first thing to complain about is.
A lot of people say positives, negatives. I'm still just kind of mixed on it, and I ultimately don't really care. I think overall, having slide cancel in the game makes the game more sweaty, and it is a skill gap. But overall, also, it doesn't need that, and there are plenty of other skill gaps that can be created in different ways outside of this.
You don't need slide
honestly
cancel.
Ridiculous mechanic. It looks cool, it feels cool, and everything, but it's not in the game.
Okay, so that was majority of the pros, and we'll kind of leave that as the end of part 1 here. Part 2 is going to be coming up really soon because this is a longer video. I don't want to just throw a 20-minute reaction video on the channel. So keep an eye for part 2. This is going to be his con list and what I think as well. Because I got to be honest, a lot of what Jeff said at the front there, I kind of agree with. I am really curious to see, obviously, how this map plays out, how he's talking about it's kind of Warzone-y, and that was a lot of, a lot of the good stuff. Like, I think people need to hear that. There are good things about the game, but on top of that, there are going to be things that we complain about. So I'll be curious to see for part 2 what Jeff talks about here.